content of this meeting is being sent to one or more apps.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Inbox 80, Calvin, 2,171 grams, mail. Inbox.
Well, welcome to Innervision FM music news and other news. I mean, today, the news is kind of crazy. So I mixed, mashed, and some other stuff in the news thing, and it seemed like people seem to like to have the links right there. So as we're going along the show, you can click one of those links and actually see some of the stuff that 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 we done. Oh, it's just made the announcement, like, because I put it out there in Restream that to tell our community.
Oh,
So it's like, hey, yeah.
that's right, Johnny. You got Innervision FM music news. We cover everything from the lens of what it looks like through the blind community. Everything from current events to music-related issues, history, in the music industry or in the film industry. We try to give the aspiring disabled musician or recording artist a little bit exposure as well. So stay with us. We got a little bit of a bit of an announcement apparently this afternoon at the end of the show, dealing with a few things with regard to Johnny's birthday. Also, a little bit of housekeeping to get it out of the way will be Krispy Kreme and Regal Cinemas this summer. If you purchase Krispy Kreme donuts and or some Regal Cinema ticket bundles, and you uh, kind of mention our names and things like this, why we'll get a little bit of those proceeds back. Details over to you, Johnny. How does that work?
How does with the school or the
With regard to the Regal Cinemas
okay,
fundraiser and the other
okay. So we have a link it's in Innovation FM. There's a link there where you can get a dozen donuts, or you can get like 2 tickets for the Regal Theater, and each one of those things that you purchase, it will they will give us like a donation on that. On the Cordova restaurant on the 25th between 4 and 5:30. Come in,
that's
have
the
a meal.
25th of May, right?
Yeah, 25th of May. So that's it's a little ways out there. You can come and I'm planning on doing the Zoom live there. I'm gonna think, what time would it be? Yeah, it'll be in the morning for you, hey Joe, because it'll be like, because I probably will start it up around, I don't know, same time, 4:30 or maybe 4:30, and it'll be fun. I have my laptop and my phone because I need my laptop to start up the Zoom, but then I'll just switch over to the phone so I can walk around.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Stay tuned for
Oh.
that as well. We've got a couple of different concert events. So that does kind of cover a little bit about what we got going on. Visit my Facebook page, Johnny's Facebook page, for further details on this. Also, www.innervisionrecords.org. We'll try to keep you posted on everything. Where do you want to start today with music news? Easter related. Gosh, what happens on 420? What do you
Oh,
want
you know what? I didn't get a chance because I said, let's go take a walk, and
Right.
I don't know, we got lazy and we just didn't go. We had a great day though.
You apparently didn't miss too much. Do leave a comment down below if you're happen to have been in Denver for the 420 festivities. Things are a little bit different this year. I guess there were some charges, meaning ticket prices and things like this. It used to kind of be free. Big stipulation. Hey, even though it's legal, this is kind of still a family-friendly gig. So kind of keep it down in the parks. Don't be doing that stuff. So law enforcement was a little bit busy this year. But let us know if you went down there and what you might have seen. Interestingly enough, an individual on YouTube was chronicling and cataloging some of the 420 stuff that has gone on in the past, mostly focusing on, not so good stuff. It being Hitler's birthday, is Donald John Trump going to go ahead and do martial law on 420? Things like this. 420 passed without too much going on, except, of course, the Pope. Well, he allegedly died right after meeting with J.D. Vance yesterday afternoon. So that was quite interesting. The internet is all abuzz about that.
Yeah, keep going. I'm setting something up here.
All right. We also have a bunch of different other stuff that went in to the news cycle. Iran is flexing its muscles, trying to see what it can get done with regard to assuring folks that they don't have nuclear capabilities. Stay tuned for some of that stuff. I think that's probably going to be the biggest distraction to come up in the next couple of days. Last week, around about Wednesday or Thursday, the White House just casually put up on the White House website that we control and can manipulate space and time or some kind of craziness. Check that stuff out. I haven't checked that out myself. I really don't know or care and that kind of stuff. AI is also in the news. We have OpenAI, different models and stuff, frantically trying to be first. As basically an arms race, except for it's gone digital. Not only do we have Deep Seek, we have Google's new model slated to come out soon.
That when we give this kind of money to the wealthiest countries in the world, and yet for our own people, the homeless, the sick, the poor, the farmers who are really going through hell right now, those people we're not helping. And why should we? I think it's ridiculous. And this country shouldn't be raising taxes. We ought to be lowering taxes. We should have a surplus, not a deficit. Because the kind of money that I'm talking about, and you can call them, as the gentleman before said, you can call it a tax, you can call it whatever you want to call it. But those countries should be paying us major billions of dollars, and you won't have any deficits whatsoever, and then we'll be able to help the poor and the sick and the homeless and the farmers and everybody else.
Donald, what were you?
Trump has always been the same guy. Johnny Johnson has.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was really like when he was younger, and it seemed like this guy really cares about people.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to like no taxes on Social Security. I didn't even. Why would you be even taxing that?
Well,
It
do you know
was
that
taxed to begin with. You
It
got
said it-
taxed on it when you got taxed on that a long time ago.
Yeah, right. When you pay into the system, you're taxed, obviously. What we're talking about is almost essentially a double tax.
Yeah.
This hits folks that have already worked, already put into the system, and for whatever reason, maybe they get a part-time job because they can't make ends meet. They themselves have to then meet a certain amount, to be able to even keep their benefits and still be able to work.
That's a
This
big
is-
reason I'm over here.
Yeah. And this is equally as true in the blind and low vision community. I mean, that's why there's a 70 to 90% unemployment rate in the community that we belong to, Johnny and I. A lot of it isn't, well, the blind are helpless and they can't do the jobs, blah, 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 blah. It's none of that. We can find our niche. We can do our things. But when you're on SSI, for instance, and you're blind or low vision, you can make $22 a week. After you make your $22 a week, if you don't have all your ducks in a row and you got trial-free work periods, impairment-related work expense type stuff, if you want to hear more about this type of stuff, I'll let you know. This in and of itself could be a show.
Now, I heard from this tax guy that, okay, like now that I'm 65, he says, now you can make whatever you want to make, but I'm not exactly sure what that means, but and they won't I guess after 65 they don't call you in to have you justify that you're disabled every 6 months anymore. And there's a few other things they don't do that they do when you're under 65. And then that thing they had, that work trial thing. They said there's
Yeah.
no more work trial. You can just work and whatever without them penalizing you for the work trial, which I need to find out more about what he's saying about that.
Yeah, this is not financial advice. This is
Oh,
just
yeah,
talking about the stuff that we have to deal with. 10 million folks have to deal with in the blind and low vision community. 56 additional million people who are otherwise disabled and who fall in the senior citizens category. They also deal with this. So it works out to be, between 66, 68 million people, depending upon what statistics you look at, who qualifies for what. And the reason why I bring this up is this ties into the additional 249 plus million folks who are normal, able-bodied, of work age, able to vote. These are your friends, these are your family members. We're just a cross section of your society. And when everybody gets to a place where we're like, hey, we all got two arms, we all got two legs, we all got one mind, one heart. Let's unite around our commonalities. Let's put our differences aside. And what do we want as a people? And certainly taxes.
What now? This 87-year-old guy, I don't know how true this. He was telling me about this. There's a place where they grow the sugar canes, and I
Mhm.
guess the government gives everybody, like, I guess 25. I don't know if it's $25 or something like that. Because other incomes are different, but they give them so much money where they don't have to work. It's just like this corrupt socialism thing, and they're finding nobody wants to go out there and harvest the sugar cane because they said, I'm getting money. I got my little side stuff going here, but that job I don't want to do. Now I don't know how true this is because this guy, you know he's not computer savvy, because some of the things he was saying, I was just Googling it and then proving him wrong.
That's why, I've got to say, AI and stuff, computers and things like this, great boon for the blind and low vision community. We can put ourselves to work or back to work, never even leave the home. Well, what happens when comes time for the real work to be done, the sugar cane to be gathered, as it were? We're not going to have those skills, those abilities to get out there and get it done. Now, some of us that are blind or low vision, we'll figure out a way to get it done. We don't have a choice except for to find a workaround. But a large portion of the society, whether you're blind or low vision or not, there's going to be a big rift. A lot of folks are going to be left behind, both technologically and on the other side of things. People will forget how to do certain things that we all once knew how to do innately. That includes, everything from industry to how to socialize with our neighbors.
When I started working in the IT community after I broke my back, I found most people in that realm, they had no skills beyond that.
Right.
When I was a mechanic, it was totally the opposite.
Absolutely.
Most of your mechanics know how to do. They're a jack of all trades, basically.
Yep, you got a mechanic, he can work on your basic electrical. You got an electrician, he can work on your basic plumbing. I mean,
Yeah,
skills.
I was a mechanic. I know electricity. I know plumbing. I know circuitry. I know computers. I mean, music.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but a lot, you know what, a lot of these boys who are growing up with mothers who, I don't know, I know some women can do that stuff, but it seems like a lot of them can. So these boys growing up twiddling their thumbs, playing these little games on TV, whatever, and they're not learning these basics of like how to fix stuff, how to do stuff,
Right. Looking
you
for that
know?
big green on button.
Yeah. Now,
When I was still in Colorado after I broke my back, I was doing some work for this one lady at her house, and her husband was a influential guy,
hmm,
but she wanted me to have her son help me with the projects I was doing at the house, so he would get skills because her husband had no skills.
Right.
wow. Oh well, he just knew how to push the pace because that's what my dad. I mean, he took my teenage brothers, and they worked on cars. And then when my brothers got older, they worked on their cars. But I saw how they learned from my dad how to do this stuff. My mother was going to go out there and get underneath the car. I mean, she could cook. If you want to know how to cook, she could cook up a storm. But as far as that other stuff, she left it to my dad, and he did that stuff. So all right, here's some stuff I've never heard about these comedians, and I wondered if they were submerged during the time that Harris was running. This, can you hear this?
No.
No,
Go ahead
you
and
can't-
redo your screen share again. And
Oh. Okay.
while John is doing that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toss a comment down below. All that good stuff that we say on YouTube and stuff. Man, how was your Easter? Did you guys have a good Easter? Didn't seem like Easter to me in a way.
we had a beach sunrise service.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. My little girl was in the water all day. Her face is bright red now. Should be brown.
Man. Oh, I tell you, man, too much water with the sun on it, man, it'll get you burned quicker than anything.
Johnny Johnson speak.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Johnny Johnson has.
Have you started it?
Nothing yet.
Can you hear it?
No.
Nothing
Oh
yet.
shit. Oh, never mind. Okay,
Johnny Johnson has stopped screen share. Wait, meeting.
never mind. I thought it would show it.
It just showed an email.
Hold on for a second. Let me see.
Else, NWS What's Up, Monday with Johnny J, Alan C, and Hey Joe. Monday, What's Up, else, separate link. Fire media but shouldn't have. Movie camera, the media hit this video about President Trump, see what they didn't want you to watch.
Are you doing the President Trump?
Now trying to do the
Doing Johnny Johnson's way.
meeting,
polling
right?
over her, and then
Johnny Johnson has.
in the time since she's been
Here we
polling,
are.
ticking up, and everything. And there's just been so many instances of like let's say she's on camera or something. This happened a few days ago. She was walking up the stairs already. An improvement, right?
About an
She
hour.
was walking up the stairs to the plane that was waiting for her, and a reporter yelled, right? A reporter was like, oh, well, I'm like trying to answer, get her to answer a question. And she turned, because she heard him, she turned.
Trump and Kamala both answer questions in a crazy way, like in their own way. Ask me any political question and I'll answer it and you can guess which one I am.
What's your policy?
They're eating the dogs! They're eating the cats! They're eating the hamsters right off of the wheel. They're drinking the goldfish out of the bowl. Okay, ask me another one. Ask me another one. I was raised in a middle-class family. I grew up in a neighborhood. A neighborhood is a place with houses. And maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you can relate. I grew up in a place where people really loved their bushes.
That was good. That was super funny. Honestly, he's a great comedian. He makes fun of everything and both sides, actually.
I wonder if McDonald's is hiring. Should I text Trump and be like, hi, how are you? Why don't people like me? I got a lot of free time now. I don't even know if I want to be president. Should I run again? Taylor Swift, Beyonce. And where are you guys now? Okay, because I'm in a basement drinking wine alone. I was gonna stop talking to me. I think I'll just become like an influencer. Like, what do you do after you lose the presidency? I just wanted to move American forward.
You know, I didn't know there was that many female comedians.
Dude. And there's a full hour of that.
Yes.
And more. And more. I mean, there's AI creations, recreations, parodies. There's so much more, folks. And it's all available at your fingertips. And don't forget, you heard some of this stuff here.
And I put the links down there because I don't want you to go looking for it yourself. Just click on those links. It's like, 'cause I was surprised. I didn't hear a lot of those comedians. And I think, were they trying to submerge all that stuff?
Absolutely. About 2.5 years ago, when they were doing the governance disinformation board, and they were really trying to get that up off the ground, there was a concerted campaign to homogenize comedy. You see, if you could control what people laugh at, what they make fun of, or what they, use for flattery, with because comedy can be used to flatter people as well. If you can control that and you can shape that, then absolutely, you've got the market on a corner of the entertainment industry. So, yeah, they wanted everybody to laugh the same way, think the same way, do the same things. And AI is really, especially these days, being used to curate that kind of homogenized, not so free thinking society. Toss a comment down below. I mean, listen to how I talk. Toss a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. 20 years ago, this wasn't even like that. Think about that.
Now, there's another video about the student that breaks down when she goes to the locker room and she's going to church and she looks around, there's a guy.
Yeah.
And the other girls, they're kind of upset about it, but nobody's doing nothing about it. She says,
Right.
that is a guy there. And she's crying a little bit. The link is there. And the girls, some girls are like, well, you got to get over it. But she says, no, I'm not going to get over this. Yeah. It's like, I mean, and they said, well, they can put up a little curtain around you. And I'm thinking like, they shouldn't have to be putting up a curtain around anybody.
So I was thinking about this morning when my my iPhone crapped out. Oh, we got to cover iPhone stuff too. That's in the news too. Don't forget. Don't forget to update your stuff. Do it now. There's some security gig going on to where they want you to go ahead and update your iPhone and blah blah blah. Some think, well, if I just go ahead and have an older operating system, I'll be okay. In this case, you may have some issues. Anyway, I was thinking this morning when mine crapped out about all this stuff and what we've got going on. It's I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about the girl that was complaining that she was at the university, went in the locker room.
No,
and the girl
that.
said to get up.
Thank you. Yes. Now that I'm a blind guy. I can only identify as a blind guy. I can't wake up tomorrow and say, look, I'm sighted. I mean, even with the Neuralink technology, even the Meta Ray-Ban glasses where I can use AI to kind of see what's going on in my world, it's still not vision. Okay. So I can't identify as a sighted person. Okay. Now, I don't mean any disrespect to folks that want to identify as red-tailed hawks and things like this.
Furries.
Things that they're really not. Furries,
Yeah.
things like this. I don't mean any disrespect, but the bottom line here is this. I am without a job. I am without hope unless I make it, and unless I put my trust and my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's where I put my stuff, and that's what keeps me going. But unless I do those things, I can't identify as anything other than a blind person. Now, it's just silly, then, therefore, using the same logic, for you to identify as a red-tailed hawk and expect to get extra.
Or it could be one of those Star Trek episodes. Remember when the scientist, she was a female, and she was so jealous of Kirk, and she found this way where she could change herself to.
Yes.
Maybe this is where that thought is coming from, and maybe that's as she was like sick in her mind. Maybe that's where this concept is coming from.
I want to hear from the community. I for years, I've wanted to hear from the community about this. I'm open-minded, and I don't want to come at you with disrespect on this. I want to hear what you've got to say on this. Why
I don't mind disrespecting anybody on this stuff. They're lying to themselves. They're delusional. They have mental illness.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can think about it. There's nothing real about it.
Well, the reason why I come at this the way that I come at it is because there are folks that don't mind disrespecting that. And that's okay too. You know what is not okay is this division. We all have two arms, two legs, one mind, one heart. And the real enemy is the adversary. We've got artificial intelligence. I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing or a what thing. I really don't know anymore.
Yeah. What I want to know is what is the end game of all this craziness?
Yep.
What was the end game of Hitler?
Well, yeah, I mean,
what was the end game of
Stalin?
Stalin? What was the end game of the Prussia?
Or that lady who lived with the gorillas and she's 80 something years old and she says there should be a decrease in people and we want to do it in a nice, kind way. And I'm saying you first.
Yeah, right.
It's world domination. They want control. That's the only thing there is that this end game comes down to.
Speaking of world domination, the Pope, I think I did mention that he died yesterday.
Yeah, good transition.
Klaus Schwab, he stepped down yesterday as well from the World Economic Forum. Some interesting stuff going on these days, boy.
All right. Oh, and then Tim Pool, volunteer, was caught doing $20,000 worth of damage at a Tesla place. These guys are so
Tim-
stupid.
Tim
These
Pool?
things.
No,
Tim Walz.
Tim Walz.
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
misspoke.
What did I say?
I think you probably heard it on a Tim Pool.
Oh, okay. Sorry
podcast.
about that. Tim Walz. I'm sorry. I just got carried away. I just,
Sorry, Tim Pool. Got a little carried away there. Yeah,
But,
Tim Walz.
yeah. So one of his workers, I don't know. Maybe he got happy with what the guy's been talking about and say, hey, I'm gonna put up and not shut up. And so
What
he
about
got
that magistrate in New Mexico with the
What?
Trendiagua gangster in his house?
Yeah. That was some crazy stuff.
He
Wait a
stepped
minute,
up.
wait a minute. The one who said he had someone in his upper
No,
attic.
no. He was they caught the Trendiagua guy in his house.
Oh,
and
this is the new one.
He was. They were living there.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about this other one but this is
Not
a
a
whole new
New
one.
Jersey one. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And then everybody knows about the senator from Maryland that went down and talked a
Oh.
little.
Also, did you know that that he has those tattoos on his knuckles?
Yeah.
He put his
Yeah.
his hands underneath the table.
Oh yeah.
He never did put his hands above the table to touch the glasses. It's almost like they almost like set it up as like what they do in the movies, right? And for whatever reason, maybe the guy says, well, that guy, he saw it and he said, well, keep your hands down and we'll take this photo op, with no other pictures of your hands so people can't see that.
Whole thing's a mess. Aiding and abetting the enemy. The guy is listed as a terrorist. What happens to those that aid and abet the enemy? Look, bottom line is thousands of J6 folks got nearly, for lack of better terminology, well, they got their lives ruined is what happened. Thousands of folks that were persecuted for nothing more than being Catholic. School board parents persecuted for nothing more than wanting to be active and involved with their children's education. And maybe they pushed back a little bit about Fauci ouchie. The stuff that's coming out now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Got New Zealand and 40 other countries basically issuing warrants for Fauci and things like this. And I've never been able to reconcile this as a blind person, that there's a group of folks that thought it would be funny to go ahead and make something that don't touch, don't breathe, don't stand so close to me. And there's no recourse. Look, we've already got a 70 to 90% unemployment rate. Now, there's all these special interest groups out there, and there's all these lobbyists, and they say, hey, look, we need this for that. We need that for the other. What about the 10 million of my brothers and my sisters that got affected adversely? What about my boss, Johnny Johnson, who, and myself as well, we saw videos submerged or even removed because we touched upon subjects that were not what do you call that? Accepted by the establishment?
Yeah, they demonetize a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Or they put it where that you could make. They said, well, you don't have a strike, but we can't monetize this because it wasn't advertiser friendly or whatever, So hey, and then what about this Apple thing?
Well,
I just came across that.
And it's strange because my phone just quit like this very morning, for no reason, no water damage, no nothing. Now all of a sudden I'm hearing about the hey, better update your stuff, and Of course, I keep my stuff updated, but there are those that truly do believe that, well, that the government is in there to do some nefarious things, or maybe China, or whatever. They got their tinfoil hat screwed on, rightly so.
Well, yeah, they made it, so they probably have access to a lot of that stuff.
Right. So, yeah.
Well, it was found out a few years ago that Apple actively slowed down their phones to make you buy a new one.
Well, not only that, there's
Oh.
class action lawsuits. Heck, I got paid, like I got paid a couple of years ago. They sent a lot of the Apple users, like I think it was like $5 or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
If you were part of the class action.
this will help you buy a new one.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about the Krispy Kreme celebration. Get a dozen, and that'll donate to us, and the Regal Theater, and then the Cordova event. And
Best way for them to find that is, like I said, or
on the
best way
website.
to-
I sent it over to my web guy, so hopefully he'll be able to put that up. But there are the links there down here, and if those are not working, it's going to be on our website because you'll have that posted, and it's also on the Innervision FM group as well. So
Right.
you know,
And like I said, I'll put them on my page as well. Does that one link that you sent me via email still work?
yes,
Mm.
yeah. So anyway, so
Check that out. I'll be out of
tomorrow-
touch, folks, for quite a little bit. My phone did die, and it's going to be a couple of weeks before I can get.
yeah, it's crazy
No.
because I was gonna just like, hey, look, call up and send a Obama phone, but it's like, I guess your mail service, you got to go somewhat into the city to pick up your mail and at a PO box or something like that.
Well, see, it's only 10 or 20 minutes, right? Into Victor. Not a big deal. But when you're blind and you got no transpo, because
Yeah.
right now I've got roommates, right?
All right.
But they're down to one car and they both work and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other. And I mean, well, once they leave, it's going to be just me up here. Now, eventually, I do want to have 6 or 8 tiny homes up here, show folks how to live off the grid, show folks that are more interested in tech, how to use that. Also set up some recording equipment and do all kinds of crazy stuff. All this stuff takes money, folks. And Innervision FM is all about promoting the blind and otherwise disabled musician. Try to get that type of stuff. And me, I'm all about just trying to show folks how to use the tech. My hands are all broke up. I can't play guitar anymore, but I can do some lessons, things like that. Put all the cookies on the lower shelf where they belong, so everybody can have access to the knowledge. No more of this secret society crap where you got a handshake that'll get you into the door. You got a gatekeeper that'll keep you out if you don't know the handshake. Want to put all this stuff right here where everybody can get to it, because you know why? It's already available anyway using AI. If you can write a prompt, you can make some money. And all it takes is being able to write that proper prompt to get the proper information out of the AI necessary. So you can teach yourself, what you do with that? You teach another person, and another person teaches that person down the road, and so on and so forth. And pretty soon, people are happy.
Yeah. And leaving it on that happy note. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully with a little bit of music news.